Hello, class. This is State Roll. In 2010, 16,651 deaths were caused by prescription opioid overdose, representing nearly 60% of all drug overdose deaths. This was stated in 2015 by David Powell from the National Bureau of Economic Research. He titled his article, "Do Medical Marijuana Laws Reduce Addictions?" Now, cannabis is a safe alternative to opioids, and it is a proven medicine. Medical marijuana is legalized. It will improve the overall health of Americans, it will allow the users to possess marijuana, and it will ultimately, the Food and Drug Administration will legalize it because it is shown to be beneficial in many different states. Now, the Food and Drug Administration should legalize the use of medical marijuana in all 50 states. And here's why. Medical marijuana is a safe and effective drug to use. It causes less harm to the body than cigarettes do. In 2012, on January 10th, Leland Kim from the University of California, San Francisco, titled her article, "Marijuana is shown to be less damaging to the body." She stated that a large-scale national study suggests low to moderate use of marijuana is less harmful to users' lungs than exposure to tobacco, even though the two substances contain many of the same components. Now, marijuana, there are many ways to consume it, such as smoking it. CBD oil has similar effects, and there are things called edibles where the marijuana is induced into food that you can consume. Now, marijuana is less dangerous than opioids. And Charles Webb showed this in 2014. He titled his article, "Therapeutic Benefits of Cannabis," published by the U.S. National Library of Medicine. Cannabis is an extremely safe and effective medication for many patients with chronic pain. Cannabis is relatively non-addicting and has the best safety record of any known pain medication. Now, legalizing marijuana will allow doctors and physicians to prescribe medical marijuana without being punished. These patients and caregivers can possess marijuana for medical treatment without facing the criminal laws. Now, in 2013, Rita Marco from the U.S. National Library of Medicine titled her article, "Medical Marijuana and Related Legal Aspects." She stated that in the states that allow the use of medical marijuana, physicians are not allowed to prescribe it. They may only recommend its use. I'm confused on this situation because they are able to prescribe opioids that are much more harmful to the body than marijuana is. Now, after marijuana is legalized, medical marijuana, people will be released from prison for drug charges. California is already starting this process while reducing the amount of felonies. They're changing those to misdemeanors. In 2020, on February 13th, Jackie Lacey from CBS News titled her article, "LA County to Dismiss Nearly 66,000 Marijuana Convictions." She stated that those eligible include anyone 50 years or older, anyone who has not been convicted of a crime in the last 10 years, anyone with a conviction who successfully completed probation, and anyone with a conviction under the age of 21. Now, the FDA should legalize marijuana for medicinal use. And the way to do that is by proving to representatives why it is safe. In 2020, Kim Knudsen titled her article, "Overview of the Cannabis Industry," published from the Food Safety Lessons. In strict medical terms, marijuana is far safer than many foods we consume. Marijuana in its natural form is one of the safest therapeutically active substances known to man. And this just goes to show you how somebody can prove to a representative why medical marijuana is safe. The next way to do that is showing case studies. There have been case studies in California where marijuana has been legal for many years. Doctors and scientists will just show why the drug is effective. In 2012, Philip Lucas from the Let Freedom Grow organization titled an article, Cannabis as an Adjunct to or a Substitute for Opiates. In this case study, he stated, the study of 36 terminally ill patients with cancer pain compared to THC and codeine. 10 milligrams of THC was less effective than 60 milligrams of codeine. 20 milligrams of THC was more effective than 120 milligrams of codeine. Now, this shows how a weaker substance of THC or a weaker dosage of THC is less effective than an average dosage of codeine, but a stronger dosage of marijuana is much more effective than a very strong dosage of codeine, which is a form of cough syrup. Now, this plan will work because many states have proven it is beneficial for even recreational use. Already, many states, actually 11 prior to this election, have legalized marijuana, and many have already started doing this process. Like recently, we've seen South Dakota has legalized marijuana for medicinal use, I believe, and New Jersey as well for recreational use. Peter Grinspoon, on May 9th, from the Harvard Health Association, titled his article, Access to Medical Marijuana Reduces Opioid Prescriptions. He stated that the states that have implemented medical marijuana laws have seen a 5.88% lower rate of opioid prescriptions, which shows that the states that have already legalized marijuana are reducing the amount of opioid prescriptions. Now, these crime rates in the bordering states that have legalized marijuana have already decreased, and pretty soon we will see in the states like South Dakota and New Jersey that have just recently implemented these laws. Now, if medical marijuana is legalized federally, it will improve the overall health of Americans, allow users to possess marijuana, and ultimately, the FDA will legalize it because it is shown to be beneficial in many different states. Food and Drug Administration should legalize the use of medical marijuana in all 50 states.